Howdy folks, Tom here with Mannys again, and in this video we're taking a look at the brand new Fender American Vintage Series 2 51 Telecaster in Butterscotch Blonde. This is an absolutely gorgeous guitar which really turns back the clock. In 1950, Fender had a little bit of trouble with Gretsch when they had their flagship model, the Broadcaster, on the headstock. So they went through a period of clipping it off, calling it a no-caster, and then eventually they said, television, this is kind of a cool thing. Let's jump on that train. They called it the Telecaster. And in 1951, this is approximately what you would have walked away from. There's a few things that make a Telecaster, and this guitar really captures that in spades. I'm going to show you a couple of things now. Firstly, the vintage style ashtray bridge and the brass saddles. That's a really big part of what makes that classic tele twang sound happen. The other really big part of that is the bridge pickup, which has a brass base plate and a relatively warm output. Generally 50s style pickups are a little bit hotter than their 60s counterparts, and that helps give you a little bit more presence and roundness in the tone, as well as a sharper attack, which is pretty cool. The next thing that makes this very, very 50s is the neck profile. It has a beautiful, chunky U-shaped neck, which feels quite substantial in the hand, but never too much. And the other thing that they've done is return to the classic 7¼ inch fretboard radius, which has a little bit more roundness than its more modern counterparts in the 9½. Some people would say that, oh man, if it's not as flat, I'm not going to be able to bend. I respectfully disagree with that, and will attempt to demonstrate that it is not an issue whatsoever. Aside from that, there's a couple of other classic tele specs. Twin pickups, the hotter bridge pickup in the bridge, and a nice more mellow nickel-covered single coil in the neck. Has a little bit more of a rounder and jazzier sound. You've got a 3-way switch which allows you to blend both the bridge and the neck together, a master volume and a master tone. And as per they rolled off the factory floor in 1951, these are covered in a glorious nitrocellulose lacquer finish, which will age like a fine wine, much like I have. Well, that's just about enough of my yakking. I'm going to give you an idea of the clean tone on all 3 pickup settings so that you can kind of hear what this guitar sounds like before we throw some effects on. Let's get into it. So as you probably heard in that clean tone, there is quite a lot of sustain and character going on. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, this guitar has a beautiful one-piece ash body, which is incredibly resonant. But number two, Fender have released a new set of pickups and chucked them in this bad boy here. I really love these pickups. They really capture that classic 50s Fender sound, which is full on twang, but also that really deep character that makes them an incredibly versatile option across a range of genres. All right, let's throw a few different sounds at this thing and find out what this guitar is truly capable of.